What's up, y'all? Harley here again. Another round with Mitsu Times Racer Spotlight. After talking with Warren, I kind of felt like he did the podcast already, right? So we kind of want to, do something a little different.
I think so.
Let's go ahead and wing it.
That's it. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm ready for all these questions that you got for me.
We have one problem now.
What's up?
I don't remember what to ask you.
Oh, okay.
I'll start with this. Why you look so good, man?
Sometimes I feel that you need to have this image, right? You need to let people know what is underneath that suit.
Okay.
So hopefully what we can provide in this show is to get to know the real racer.
Okay.
The real racer.
The guy who makes
so
it
like,
happen.
So like at first, we like look a little good, have a little bit of a flex, make sure everything looks nice, and then we can proceed from there.
Can
I
I see
got
what it's
my
like to be-
blue suede shoes on now too.
Oh, baby. I
That's
got
it.
married in front of Elvis
Did you?
because of blue suede shoes.
Are you kidding me?
Literally.
We can put some Elvis on right now.
I don't want to set the mood.
Oh, okay.
I'm feeling froggy, brother. I don't want to get going there yet.
Okay, I'm ready, man.
Okay, let's do some car stuff first, I
Let's
guess.
go.
What's the newest things for 2024? What do we got?
2024 big stuff that we've got is the Force Performance 80 millimeter. So that's a big upgrade for us.
You got a engine for your turbo, or?
Robert does a fantastic job with this stuff. Little plug got from Richard Ong. We love you, my man. We appreciate you. So Richard Ong and Dylan Shen in our crew, they hooked us up, man.
That's awesome, man.
They really hooked us
That
up.
was a cool present.
That's it, man. It was a true blessing.
And in case anybody's
Really
watching,
a true blessing.
I do like presents. Just saying. In case you're watching.
Yeah, especially 80 millimeter presents, right?
I'm just saying, I'm not picky. All right, what else we got?
We got that. So we got a new charger. We've got 12 injector setup that we're doing for 2024.
Oh, let me do the math. 12?
12.
Because what?
12 injectors because we ran out of fuel on methanol last year.
Because science.
Because science.
Okay.
Because important Kevin and Jeremy wanted to do science. And we ran out of fuel. So we got 12 injectors, 12 2000cc injectors for 2024 on M1. We also upgraded our lines to PTFE lines because there were rubber lines in there before.
Okay.
Kind of want to do a little bit of maintenance. So
The fun stuff.
Yeah, the fun stuff. It's all about maintenance, So, we did that, PTFE lines, and then the other big part is we're working with Important Kevin. For all of you who don't know Important Kevin.
I was just going to say,
Kigley
in case you
Racing.
don't know, in case there's a
Kigley
chance you're going to rock.
Racing, Kevin Kwiatkowski, he's the man. We are blessed that he allows us to hold a spotlight, the flashlight for him while he's doing his experiments and his things. So we are working with him on the trans brake setup for the autos, which hopefully should be awesome.
Literally the first question I get every time I tell everybody I run an auto. Where's your trans brake?
Yeah.
Every time.
Right.
Never
And
fails.
then, we can't really have that with these cars. And I think Kevin's onto something which I think will really propel this aging platform into even more stout platform than it already is.
I feel like he's got some doozies coming.
Oh yeah, Kevin's got some good stuff. Especially things with his planetaries that he's developing. It's exciting times for a car or a platform that's almost 30 plus years old, you know? So
That's weird to say.
Making you feel old? It's like, oh, I have gray hair, you know, I need to like dye it up a little bit.
One of the car shows I was just at, this guy was like, do you realize that car is like the 69 Camaro of your generation? And I was like,
oh, dude, that's in the fields.
I was like, was that a compliment?
That's
or an
in
insult?
the fields.
I'm like, thanks, I'm going home to cry.
You know what was interesting too is like when I was talking about my son, we had to put my birth date in there, you know, which was 1989 was the day of the year I was born.
Okay.
What are you laughing at? 1989. He's like, Dad, you're so old. Like, oh, jeez.
You wear it really well, brother.
Oh, I appreciate that.
I mean, it's
I
not
really
just because
do.
you have blue suede shoes,
That's
I
it.
promise.
That's it. Anyway,
Yeah.
got my
Car
skinny
stuff.
jeans on too, baby.
I got skinny caps on. Does that count? Okay. Let's talk about these guys. These guys. You know what I'm saying?
The flexing on you. Oh, okay. So ignition systems.
Yes.
This kind of came about from way back in the day. We decided to build our own little setups that were in there that was a little bit more affordable,
Right.
for what we were trying to do and try and minimize some of the breakage, right? So we came up with an ignition system where you were using Denso coils. It seems to work really good for our little program,
Okay.
and then others wanted to have it for their program. So we kind of did the plates, you know, some of the wiring for it.
Yep.
We sell some of that stuff. But then just to kind of pretty things up a little bit, like, man, why don't you just do something, make some covers, make some billet covers
Make
for
it
things.
you for real.
Because who doesn't love billet?
I'm a billet guy.
Is this plugging like out of control?
Yeah, a little bit.
I love it though. Now, you know, Weldon swimming classes are very, very expensive. Help out Weldon with his swimming classes. Thank you. Appreciate you.
In case you guys don't know the other guy under the rock, we're talking about Antilag racing products, right?
Yes.
If somehow you're watching this and you don't know, I'm assuming there's a place they can go to get some of this
Yes.
beautiful billet goodness.
Yes, and you can get that stuff at www.antilag200.com. And if you, in the next 20 minutes, you will get free pictures of my cousin Ram Kumar. Order now. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
How about this? In all seriousness, what is the date today? I'm not even gonna guess. The what?
What is it? April? Are we April?
No, it's the 30th.
30th.
For the month of April, anybody who buys an Antilag product, it's not big, but I'll send you a Barn Built Dream sticker.
Let's go. I'm all about collaboration. We are all about collaboration. We'd love to be part of something like that.
So like, I don't know, not much. But here's some crumbs for your cookie, I guess. I don't know how that works.
No.
I just love
Absolutely
supporting people that have made a big impact on me, and you've been that, brother.
Oh,
And I super appreciate it,
I
man.
appreciate that. That means a lot to me because and us because we're here to give back to a community that really has given so much to us.
Yeah.
You know, and sharing information, sharing knowledge, and seeing how other people view things and how much
Whoa.
passion they have for stuff.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, and
Yeah.
and it kind of ignites a little bit in ourselves too. It's like, oh man, you know, you can see what these guys are doing,
Right.
pushing a little bit more,
Getting
even
some.
though they don't want to do it, but you can see that they're doing it anyway.
Right.
Why wouldn't I want to be part of that person's program or their lifestyle?
That's super cool, bro.
Yeah, so
I love
appreciate
it. Seriously, you guys gotta go to the pits. If you're at any track, first of all, you're gonna have fun. Second of all, you're probably gonna eat some crazy awesome food.
that. That's it.
I mean, you might see some skin. Depends on what you're into, but
You know, unfortunately, you can't choose your family. You really can't, right? And there are certain individuals in my family that just seem to walk around and think that they can do whatever they want. You know, so right now I'll apologize for that.
is your cousin here today?
He might be. You know, I told him, I'm like, listen, we're
Serious.
here with Martin Built Dreams. This is a serious show. Please, don't come over here. Don't embarrass us. We're trying to showcase some things that we're doing. So please, don't show up. So I don't. Doing that guy, he does all kinds of things.
Okay.
All kinds of things. But at the same time, who knows what he's going to do.
So, I don't like to critique things people do. We all like different things. Why is your engine block pink?
Now, that's a long story.
Oh.
I first of all do not want to give a shout out to Force Engineering.
Okay.
Force Engineering builds all the blocks in our program. They do extremely amazing work, but I am not giving a shout out to Force Engineering. Force Engineering did my pink block. The person that was building the engines is definitely got issues, and that's his favorite color. You know, did you know that they've got a blue Mustang that is going to be pink soon?
There's quite a rivalry between that Mustang and this car somehow.
Oh my goodness. Well, here's the thing, right? That Mustang is what, ran sevens?
I guess.
You know, I mean, big deal, sevens. Oof.
Right.
And I told him,
Wake me up.
here's the thing. He just doesn't want to line up against Candy. He's afraid. He keeps on calling free Candy a minivan. You know, and he's like, well, you're still going to be get by my car. And he always talks like that. So he's just scared of the thing. So anyway, I am not giving a shout out to Force Engineering. Force Engineering is responsible for the pink block. They do all of the work.
Okay.
Engine work, cylinder head work for our program, not only for the Colt, but for everyone else that's in the Antilag racing crew.
Okay. So while we're talking about pink, there's a tool behind you. And without messing anything up, one is bigger than the other, something's named something. I can't even keep track of what's going on with you guys. Do you mind filling us in on that tool?
Here's things about tools, right? There are certain people that have large tools.
Right.
And there are certain people
That
like
are
Tyler
tools?
Hessing that have small tools. And in any DSMer that is out there, we always know that you need a hammer.
Okay.
So in our shop, we've got a tool called the Tyler. And this is the Tyler
looks
that
just like
helps. It looks just like it.
I see it now. It makes sense.
So this is the Tyler.
Okay.
It helps us, kind of tinker with little things here and there. When you want a little tap. It's a little tap like that. You got to have your pinky up is when you use the Tyler.
So, there's one more thing I do want to discuss. This car used to be red. What happened there?
I mean, it's still technically red, right?
I mean, I guess.
Now, does your audience know that this is a 1991 Dodge Colt?
I doubt anybody knows what a Colt. Oh wait, it's mixed time.
I mean,
They might.
it is a Dodge Colt. This is like
They
the
might.
most beautiful car that has ever existed.
Aerodynamic.
It is really aerodynamic.
Lipstick on a pig.
What's that?
Lipstick on a pig.
It's not lipstick on a pig. What the hell are you talking about? And so the wrap came from Barnaba Racing. They're a group of guys that we've known for a really long time.
Okay.
And I wanted to kind of change the image up a little bit, because we've done the red with the stripes on the side that had that kind of Advan look.
Yeah, was that
to it.
painted on?
No, that was
also wrap?
That was also wrap.
Okay.
So I
Same
had
guys too.
same guys, yeah. So I had the front of the car painted, which was the fenders, the hood, and the bumper were all this beautiful red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was all red through
I
there.
remember that.
And then there was an incident that occurred
Yeah.
where those components had to be removed. So for the 2024 season, we're like, well, let's see if we can get kind of clean things up. Is what I told them.
Sure.
Clean it up. and they're like, well, do you want us to do anything? And I'm like, you guys handle what you need to.
Oh, freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice. Like here's you design what you want, do whatever
Risky,
you
man.
like. So, a couple weeks pass by and they're like, yep, it's ready. And I was like, well, are you going to show me what you did? It's like, no, you can come and take a look at it. And the first time we saw it, our jaws just dropped because it was completely different color, off the wall of what we were expecting, but we absolutely loved it. And it nails a lot of the things that we like.
I like it.
For
New
something
facelift
like
for a new
this.
season.
100%.
I like it, man. So free candy. We have to cross paths with the name just a little bit.
That sounds good. Free candy. So when
Wait, is there candy here? Too
it
soon?
might be. It depends what you think candy is.
Anyway, so the name was
So it begins, huh?
Do Not Pass Go. You do not collect $200.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer.
Right. I have a Snickers for you.
Yep.
Okay, so are you ready for this one?
I am.
I have to touch base on the name of the beautiful minivan.
You want to get kicked out of my garage too? You've been hanging around with Tyler way too long.
There's going to be a tool with my name on it, and I don't want to know what it is.
That's right. We're going to find a smaller hammer for you than what we have for Tyler. Okay.
So free candy. How'd you land on this?
So we were working with my really good friend Scott Glassbrook. I think a lot of your audience will know who Scott Glassbrook is. He has that beautiful red rear-wheel drive 1G. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Wheelies and all kinds of things, carbon spotter mates. Now Scott is a savant when it comes to like carbon stuff. So he made the carbon fiber roof with the team for the car, and also he is like, well, you know, let's do the side windows as well, and make them carbon panels.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's fine with me. So when he made the windows and did all of this type of stuff, and he was like, well, this thing kind of looks like a panel van. And you know, I have such wonderful friends.
Yeah.
They're like, free candy. So, you know, we went to a shootout. This was probably, what would you say, 2015 or so, maybe? 2015, 2014. And we put that on there, and people just had a good giggle with it. But the wonderful part about it was when we went to the track, they're like, well, where's the free candy? And it became this kind of thing where we were taking a negative connotation on what free candy might mean on a van,
right?
To, you know, shed a little bit of positivity. So we bring chocolates, we bring food, we bring candy, and you know, we give that out to people. And you know, sometimes you just need a little bit of sugar in your life. However you like that sugar.
I bet you like it sweet.
Yeah, I'm sure. Some of us are a little too sweet.
Right.
But you know,
that was
we'll get you some candy.
That was the one request I had at PRI, man. I was like, bring chocolate. And you're like, done. Sold. I made the trip just for chocolate. I didn't care what else was there.
Hell yeah, man.
So that was awesome too. Seeing your car at PRI. How'd that feel?
Oh, it was fantastic. Dream come true.
That was amazing,
type
bro.
of stuff, man. You know, it's just like, is this going to be a Dodge Colt at PRI? I mean, we're surrounded by $500,000, $1 million pro mods all over the place. And here's a Dodge Colt. I mean, hell, I even got Papadakis signed our wing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Steve signed the wing. I mean, it was just like, oh my goodness.
What is happening?
I know. It was really nice to be part of that community and that industry.
Yeah.
And people were so welcoming. You know, and I met so many different people from all walks of life, and it was nice to see folks from that many people that share the same passion that we all do for cars.
Do you think I don't even know how to explain PRI if you've never been. I really honestly, I've never been, so I didn't have expectations, and it blew me out of the water.
PRI is one of those events. This was our second time going to it.
Oh, really?
Our first time with a car.
Second time there gets to take a car. That's beast mode, brother.
And you know, I got to give a little bit of a plug out there to Professional Mass Air Systems, because if it wasn't for them, we would not be able to get the car at PRI.
You guys looked mighty dapper.
You know, I appreciate that.
I mean, the whole crew was looking sexy, bro.
You know, that's kudos to PMAS. You know, they're a top tier company. They do lots of stuff for airflow when it comes to just the whole community, the whole automotive community in general.
Right.
So yeah, PMAS, little plug for those guys.
Super awesome.
And yeah, we were fortunate that PRI was a great experience for us.
Yeah, man, it was awesome to watch you guys.
Yeah, a lot of coverage.
I was low-key creeping in the background sometimes, like just seeing what was happening. Grab a couple candies, you know what I'm saying? Get out of there real quick.
But I mean, it's nice to also just sit and talk to people about general things. It wasn't even really about the car. We were just kind of catching up on life. You know, it's like we all love cars.
Right.
But at the same time, it's how's your family doing? What have you been up to?
Right.
What are the things that you do? And you know, I know you like XYZ. So in that regard, it was really cool.
Well, you and I briefly talked about that one time, and I don't want to give Tyler kudos or anything, but like
Tyler who?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, okay. Thanks. Yeah. Appreciate. Yeah, I forget.
But anyway, we've talked about like it's usually more fun to not talk about cars.
It is.
I mean, I'll bounce ideas. I might need help for sure, but like every time I have a great I forget we even do car stuff sometimes.
Correct.
So like I love that.
I think like the car stuff, it really is something where you're trying to escape reality in some essence.
Yeah.
And you might think that we're almost masochists, so you're working on DSMs all the time, or at least in my case, you're working on a Dodge Colt for For
What?
crying out loud. Yeah, Dodge Colt.
Not Caravan.
Not Caravan, a Dodge Colt. Okay,
Okay.
a freaking. Anyway, you're looking at it as you're trying to solve some problems,
Right.
And you're just using the medium of cars to do that.
It is cool to be around like-minded people, but for the most part, like we've talked about, people are what makes or breaks. For me,
yeah.
personally, I don't want to speak for anybody else, but
But if something breaks, you're like, why did that break?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a way? Is there something either that I should have done differently? Was it a component failure?
Right.
Was it, I make all the horsepower in the world, definitely more than a blue Mustang. That's the reason why that rod ejected, or whatever it may be.
Makes sense.
And that's the part that at least gets me going.
The problem solving?
The problem solving for me.
Okay.
And a lot of times I might not have the answers on why something broke,
Right.
but I am fortunate enough to be part of a very large community where my peers will know
Right.
or have experience or can make educated decisions or guesses as to why something might have failed.
And there's so many options, man. Like, I've never deep dived into a car, like I said, and I have been lately, and it's a lot. So having a community of friends or people you can go to,
Sure.
like, that's game changing for me. Because if I was in the barn by myself, sometimes I'd just be running circles around the car, I feel like.
Right.
I've talked to you about advice. I appreciate that, too.
Oh, of course, more than welcome. And like I said, we will always be stewards back to the motorsports community, because we were there at one point in time. I didn't know how to change spark plugs when I first started with cars.
How old were you when you got into cars?
Oh, geez. So a lot of people might not know this, but
Ooh, that's what I want to hear then.
yeah, a lot of people might not know this, but I came to the United States in 1997.
Okay.
I came out here to go to school, and I used to live in Kenya at the time.
Okay.
And in Kenya, they had a safari rally. A safari
Ooh.
rally. That so like I followed Tommy Mackinnon. When he saw him like get onto the podium through there.
I'm picturing
And it's like you're following these rally cars that are going through these game parks that are just whipping by, right? So it's like seeing Evo 5s and 6s and 4s and all these Evos all over the place, and the Imprezas,
Right.
they were just all there. So I got into cars from a very young age, but never really had the finances to really mess with them.
Okay.
So came out here, it's like I wanted an Evo, but Evos were not available in the United States until 2003 or so, when
Yeah.
the first Evo 8s came here.
Okay.
So that's when I got my Eclipse. That's how I kind of started this whole DSM.
1G, 2G.
It was a 1G.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 1G. Oh, wow. Get him out of my garage. Get him out. We're done here. The interview's over. All done.
I mean, I like 1Gs better than other things, but
Oh my God. I'm done here. Get him a beer, Jeremy.
Like Camrys?
Yeah.
Better than Camrys.
yeah, at least Camrys.
So yes, that's how I got into cars.
Okay.
It's been a long road.
What's the one car maybe you've gotten rid of you wish you would have kept?
That's a tough one. I'd say my old Evo.
Okay.
But I'm fortunate though that car actually lives about 5 miles away from us.
Okay. You see it often?
Yeah, pretty often. We actually worked on it. We got it running what?
We built the damn thing.
Yeah, basically built it back.
So have them bring
together.
it in one day and then just tell them it's yours.
We'll have to have that discussion with him. That's an interesting story altogether.
You want to tell us your name?
Yeah, it might be.
Sign me up.
No, yeah, the Evo definitely for sure. I'm really lucky that most of the cars that I've bought,
Okay.
that at least toys, I have now. And some of them came back,
Oh,
so
Full circle.
that's really really full circle.
that's cool.
Yeah, so like, you kind of get rid of things and then they follow you back. You're like, why did this car come back? Like, oh my gosh, it's just a money pit, but it's all good.
Aren't all cars kind of? Okay, how do you feel about maintenance? Not on a race car. I know you work on cars, you fabricate stuff, you create products.
I mean, my daily driver needs brakes. I think I should probably change the oil. I think that the truck needs needs a tranny fluid change because it's leaking oil. So I'm totally about maintenance.
Yeah.
You know, I'm also really fortunate to have friends that help me out with this stuff. So you know, Jeremy and Andy changed my power steering stuff. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
This might not even be a question for the community. It might be validation between me and my lackings, man. Like, I just feel like all the time I'm always like, oh, I should check that. But the race car.
Yes.
Like,
Race car needs new stuff. No. Forget about the brakes on the driver.
I literally heard squeaking and I'm like, nah, it'll be fine. It's
I
wet.
do need to change the brakes on my driver. I mean, they are screeching really badly.
All right, so give us 10 minutes and we'll make that happen.
Okay. I was like, give me 10 minutes. I was like, God, no, we're going to go and do that.
So, 2024 race season. I'm sure you have new goals for the car. In case people don't know, what was your previous PB?
We've gone 841 and 161 or 62.
Scoop.
The 63? Okay, 63.
We round up here.
Yeah, okay. So somewhere in there, which was really, really cool for us because we're trying to inch our way down that number, right?
What's the next number? Hope.
I personally would really like to get into like the 8180 area. I don't want to say that other word or that other number,
I got it.
but that's where I'd like to be. I think with what we've got from a hardware perspective, the new charger, the additional fueling, some of the things that Kevin is doing with the trans brake stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really hopeful that we could get that time, hit those goals. But more importantly, I think you do this stuff long enough, the number, it'll come. Yeah. If you sit in there like focused on that number, you tend to get frustrated. At least I've been there many years where it's like you try so hard to get the number and then you just don't get it, and it demotivates you a little bit.
You like create your own boundary, maybe?
I think so. I really think so. But I also think that as you get involved with cars, move through the system, it's the process that you start to love.
Oh yeah.
And that can be said with a lot of things, that anything really in life that you're passionate about, right?
Yeah.
The more you do it, it's like, oh, you know what, the end goal isn't important. I mean, it is, but the process getting to there becomes so much more enjoyable.
Oh yeah.
And especially for someone like myself, this is my release, right? It's my escape point from the rigors of the world. You come inside the garage, it's this humble little shop, or not stall, barn, single point garage. Put some music on, and just tinker away.
I agree. The journey, it becomes more important later on. I think when I was younger, I was always focused on the end game.
Yeah.
But I definitely have learned the journey is the biggest part of it. I still shoot for the end game.
Right.
I've been practicing aggressive patience, is what I call it.
Aggressive patience. I like that.
So
I really do like that.
That's how I roll.
But I mean, you're also a big believer in manifestation, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right. So it's
100%.
like if you are, that's where you need to be. That is where that end goal is. But when you hit that goal, what's the next point?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay. I know I want to talk about 2024 race season, but while we're there, when you accomplish something, this is just for me. I kind of have trouble celebrating things sometimes. So like I wanted my first drag race win for almost 20 years. I'm not even being dramatic. I think it was 15 years maybe. I got it, and I don't know what I thought was gonna. I don't know if a clown was gonna come out and hit me balloons. I don't know what I thought was gonna happen, but I won, and it was awesome. And I want to win again, but like it's like, all right, now next.
Right. Do
you struggle with that, or?
Maybe sometimes. I think from a happiness perspective of accomplishments, if we talk about it with drag racing, some of my best passes, didn't even know that it was the best pass until you got the slip.
Right.
But I was celebrating more along the lines that things appeared to go well.
How it felt.
Maybe. How it felt.
Yeah.
And you try and explain that to someone when you're in that car and you're looking at the screen and you're just like, okay, the dash, all the numbers appear to be okay. I don't see oil or parts all over the place. We're going straight.
Yeah.
And now I can, either turn onto the return road and head back to go and get your slip. And those are those moments where you're like, okay, it didn't break. Now let's go see what that slip is at. Anticipation. When you get the slip, it's almost a sigh of relief.
Yes.
And then the celebration for me is back with my team, my family, and to see how excited they are.
Oh yeah.
They're almost more excited than I am, and that's huge.
Yeah, I agree.
That's huge, and that's more of a blessing than anything else to see the joy that it brings to other people, not just to myself.
So, man, I gotta stay focused because I got a couple things I want to touch on with that. The 2024 race season plans. Let's go there before I forget.
Okay, let's go.
Where are you going with Free Candy? Where can people find Antilag racing this year?
So 2024, we shootout for sure.
Yeah.
That's a staple. We've been going to shootout since 2003, and we haven't missed. So
Yeah.
we won't miss now.
Okay.
Right? So the shootout for sure, we'll be there. We're gonna try and go to a lot of more local test and tunes that are on local tracks. So like Milan, 131, we try to do that. Depending where so in our group, we've got a bunch of cars.
Is there going to be a 2G at the shootout that goes down the track this year?
Oh yeah,
White
there's
one?
going to be a white 2G. Have you seen that thing?
I mean, I heard it running the other day.
Yeah, that thing is awesome. Jeremy's car is going to kick.
I felt
butt.
so bad for him the last 2 years, man. Get there and just.
But those are growing pains too.
Yep.
Those are growing pains. And it's unfortunate that happens.
This was a parts car that helped other people.
Yeah, but just as a testament to things, and you should put this in here. A testament to things is his car wasn't running, but other people needed parts. He gave people his wheels, his tires. I needed a sensor for my car.
Yeah.
And that in itself just shows what the community is really about. It's about seeing other people win too. And I'm just like, who the hell goes and gives a damn tire to someone? like who does that? And willingly.
Right.
So that was pretty cool. So I'm really hopeful that car gets a PB.
I want to see it so bad.
And makes a hit, and it's ready to party.
Sounded good.
Again, we are not plugging Force Engineering. Force Engineering did the block in that car, aluminum rod engine.
What color is that block?
That block's black.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it, but anyway.
I think he ran out of paint.
Next question.
So
we will be at the shootout.
Okay.
We are potentially thinking about World Cup.
Let's go.
We're potentially thinking about that. But that is one of those things where the vehicle that we want to take, which is not going to be this one,
Okay.
Needs a lot of other stuff in order to do that for that class. We're hopeful that we can make it happen. I don't want to get people's hopes up. We will try.
Right.
But that's not just as simple as throwing parts out of the car. We have to run the number. And we're also realists. We have to run a number so we can qualify. And
qualifying is half the battle, it seems like, honestly. I mean, it's a lot of the battle.
Right.
But, man, it's a war of attrition.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And sometimes, you wonder about that type of stuff. It's the parts need to live.
Yeah.
You
gotta have the crew.
The crew needs to live also.
Yeah.
It's all those pieces, and you need to have enough parts if you break over there.
Oh yeah.
Because you're gonna lose a transmission, bust up a clutch.
Right.
Maybe even mess up a block. You hope that doesn't occur, but at the same point in time, you still need to have all that gear because you're traveling from all over the country to this event. Boy. And the next thing you know, it's like if you drove all that way, hopefully you need to go racing.
Absolutely, man. I hope it happens for you guys.
Yes, I hope so.
No matter
World
what.
Cup would be awesome.
But
that's kind of where we are for events.
I love that you guys have a you win, I win mentality.
Yes.
Because I'm not as clicked up as like the Antilag crew, but I genuinely want success for everybody. And of course I want it for myself.
Absolutely.
But you win, I win.
Correct.
I win, you win. That.
Yeah.
That's something I really want to touch on. The Antilag crew.
Yes.
That is one of the most unique things that you guys have this day and age. I can't even think of another group even close to having the symmetry and the bond that you guys have.
Oh man, it's amazing. And it's taken many years to kind of get to that point. What I guess what people don't know is that our Antilag racing gig, our little team, it just really started from a bunch of guys that just like wrenching on 4G63 cars. And what's cool about it is everybody has their own unique version. Like there's a 1G, there's a 2G, there's an Evo, there's a Colt. You know, there's all these different, it kind of keeps things fresh. But you have to get to a point where everybody in that circle has the same ambition, the same goal, and you actually like hanging around with those guys.
It's harder than you think.
It's very difficult to get that type of energy, right? Because you've got all these different personalities. You might have people that are very competitive.
Timelines,
you know, I mean,
jobs. all
yeah,
that stuff,
exactly.
yeah.
You got life stuff in the way. So for us to like find that energy and also find that dynamic where we all get along most of the time,
Right,
you know,
of course.
you know, it's a lot of smack talk.
If you didn't bicker, it wouldn't be a real friendship.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the people in the crew did come to the consensus that I am the prettiest of them all. So I you know, at least they're realists.
They're honest.
They're honest.
But you're still gonna get gapped.
I don't know
By a
about that.
Mustang or something else?
Not a Mustang.
Definitely not a blue Mustang. But anyway.
100%.
So
man.
yes, we're blessed.
Well, I mean, like, again, I get very nostalgic. I think of people being in the garage, like you said, a group of guys. Like, when I tell people I'll be there, or like if they need help or whatever, I feel like most people don't even believe me because so many people aren't sincere. So that's why I noticed you guys right away. I'm like, watch, in 2 weeks, there'll be a picture without. Always, you push through it, and I love that for you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, and it's been years. It's been years that we've been, this little circle has kind of been there. And it's, you know, there have been other folks that have kind of come and gone, and then it's okay. You know, the life happens.
Right.
But our core group has always kind of been that, and it's, you know, you go to work, you come back, you head back to the shop or to the garage, or if somebody needs some help, like, oh, we're pulling a motor today, or, you know, I need something fabricated or welded or whatever it may be, and everybody pitches in. And what's cool too is that each person in the group has their own unique skill set, which, you know, they don't mind doing that.
I noticed someone's pretty good at smack talk.
Oh yeah, there's some people that like do a lot of smack talk. You know, I mean, there's got to be the pretty one in the group. Like all groups, there's a pretty one in the group.
Smack talker.
There's a smack talker in the group.
Yeah.
There's the smart person in the group.
/ wise.
You know, the smart person in the group, the wise person in the group, the realist in the group. You know, all of those things.
It's not your fault if you fulfill 3 of those.
That's it. I mean, have you seen me?
I mean, I'm looking at you, brother. I see you.
I mean, I'm not as pretty as my cousin. I will admit that.
I hear him.
Do you hear him?
Is he here?
I don't know. I hope not.
I'll be on the lookout.
Okay.
I'll make sure. So I feel like that pretty much covers the car and the plans for 2024 race season. Yeah. I don't know if you think I missed anything there or anything you want to touch on, but if we're good.
No, I think I really want to first say thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to showcase a little bit what we do. Maybe share a little bit of our personalities. If the world hasn't seen any of our personalities, but really just, you know, having a candid discussion about what we like and what we enjoy doing.
Dude, my pleasure. Thank you for having me. You kidding me? Sure. It was an honor.
For sure. It's been great.
I genuinely appreciate your time, and I hope you guys enjoyed every minute of this craziness. So that's it for the Mitsu Times part. And if you want to get to know him, I heard his cousin. I don't know what's going on. There's some stuff going on.
No, my cousin's not going to be here.
Oh, thanks. Okay, good. So if you want to see what happens next, you'll have to head over to Barn Built Dreams and check it out there. Don't forget, guys, go to Antilag Racing, get you some cool stuff, you know, free car, make it go fast, do all that fun stuff. As always, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.